call the meeting to order. It is now 5:38, 39, something like that. So, at any rate, tonight we're going to be going through a lot of budgets through this evening. But first thing I'd like to take up are the minutes of the meeting of last month, or last week, I'm sorry.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the Finance Committee meeting of Wednesday, February 26, 2020.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the meeting for February 26th. Everyone had a chance to read through them? Corrections? Okay. Okay.
On budget, page 2, budget review, number 114, town moderator, I had that it was $513 balance, and I am open to correction now.
That's what was
If I'm
written
wrong.
on the sheet, that's correct. Yep.
Okay.
513.
513, I believe is the correct number.
Yes.
And then, budget number 122, select board, I had 23,869, rather than 23,474. So again, unless somebody doesn't agree, I'd make a motion
You don't
to
have
edit, alter.
You don't know. It can be approved as amended.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyone see any other amendments to the minutes?
Corrections.
Any corrections? All those in favor of the minutes as amended? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous. All right, on to the budgets. Tonight, we're going to start with the highway safety budget, and since we have our, just your name, please.
Sergeant Cristone.
We have the sergeant here to help us through this.
For police department, right?
Oh, you're now highway superintendent.
No, I'm not the highway superintendent.
No, I was, you know what it was, I was reading highway superintendent. That's what I was reading.
I mean, I'll be happy to speak for
You
John.
want me
I
to
don't think he'll be too happy about that.
You
but-
want to do the one we tabled first, or should we do that after? Do it after.
When we go to general, we'll pull that off
Sorry
the
about
table.
that.
All right. We're okay with it? All right.
So I'll make a motion to approve the budget for police department, number 210, in the amount of total salaries of $921,823 and expenses of $101,704 for a total budget of $1,023,527, an increase of 2.35% over last year.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the police budget in the amount of $921,823 in salaries, $101,704 in expenses, for a total budget of $1,023,527. Is there any discussion? Sergeant?
I see a note.
Highlights, hold
I see a note in here from 1229 from a subcommittee meeting that I believe one line was recommended increased from 3,500 to 5,000, which would increase the bottom line. The bottom of that line was 210.5138. Colin.
Take it. And Jeff, I explained that usually how the following process works. Like if you were out on something and you needed to do something, another officer would be called in.
Right.
Or for example, like Deanna was on duty and then you needed one of her other services, another officer would be called in.
Correct.
That's where that line item
Yes.
comes from.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That's exactly right. Crime scene specialties, K9, et cetera.
So that was the only thing we talked to him about, increasing that.
So does that change the bottom line here to a new number?
It would
Yeah.
increase the bottom line by $1,500.
To,
Well, the number that's reflected in this budget is 3,500. You wanna go up another?
Yes, we had said to go up to 5,000.
Yeah, I was gonna go up to
We're gonna go up
5,000.
1,500. Yeah, we had talked about it overall.
Okay. So we'll have to amend the budget, we'll have to amend the budget.
But everything else we thought looked good, and he was comfortable with that. Did you have any other?
No, I have nothing else on that. It's a 2% wage increase, and it's pretty much straightforward from there. And with the exception of that one change on that line 210-5138, everything else is pretty standard.
We just talked about the amount of call-ins, and for other officers coming in at that time, we thought it would be appropriate to increase it to that.
did you do the math? Just
I have not actually,
to check
I
it here?
just noticed this right before I came down here, and I looked at the bottom line on
I
there,
don't know if
never
anybody else
calculated.
correcting me, please, but I've got the new increase would be, or the new number would be 103,204. That's $1,500. Oh, wait a minute, in expenses or salaries? No, expenses, right?
Expenses.
No, it's in
That
salary.
is
Sorry.
salary,
Yeah.
apologies,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry about that. Oh, I added it to the wrong one. 21, 23, plus 1,500.
923, 323?
Yes. And that would give the new bottom line of 1,025,027.
I get 103,204.
I got 1,023,527 plus 1,500.
No,
It's 1,500.
Add 1,500 to that, right?
923,323.
What did you come up with? I got 1,025,027.
I do too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
1025,
yep,
1025.
027. Yeah.
All right.
Any other discussions or explanations?
No.
No.
We need a motion to amend the budget.
Right. So I'll make a motion to amend the budget, excuse me, to reflect the increase of $1,500 to line item 210.5138 from $3,500 to $5,000, which will increase the salaries from $921,823 to $923,323, and the total budget to $1,025,027.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to increase the budget of 210,5138 by $1,500 in the salaries, then making the total salaries of $923,323, and the total budget increase to $1,025,327.
That's right.
No.
I wrote my own down now.
027.
Actually,
027.
027. Oh, 027. Oh, that's where the zero came from. All right. Is there any further discussion? Everyone understand where that's at and how that happened? Okay. Salary amount, $923,323. set?
And I can just give you some historical data on that too, if you need it, as far as what we spent in FY nineteen and FY twenty in that line, just for perspective. or-
Yeah, would you have?
Yeah, no
for-
problem. So in FY nineteen, on that line, we spent $5,233. And currently in FY twenty, as of January 2nd, we were at $3,943 spent. So not even halfway through this year, and we're already almost at $4,000 spent. So,
That's a good increase.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Be curious,
Either that or you come back from reserve transfer.
yeah, that's all we need is a reserve fund transfer, right? Okay. Seeing or hearing any further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous.
All right, we will jump also to,
In the last meeting, did we table the communications budget?
table 138.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to
We've
that.
got two
We're
more.
gonna do his
Okay.
other two.
Yes,
All right,
the
okay.
communications budget's been updated, we'll talk about that
Okay,
later.
all right,
We're
let's,
gonna do 247.
That's
Two
right.
forty-seven,
247, okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve the budget for Animal Inspector Department number 247, consisting of salaries only, $1,629 for total budget of $1,629, an increase of 1.56% over last year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the animal control budget, Department 247, in the amount of $1,629, consisting of salaries only. Is there any discussion? Who presently is our animal inspector?
Greg Elser?
Greg Elser?
Yeah, he replaced Michael McClay.
Oh, okay, all right. That's, that's exactly what I was thinking, that the old ACO take over.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Michael retired and Greg took over for him.
Oh, okay, cool. Was it a seamless fit?
He's doing a good job.
That's good to
I
hear.
think we're very happy with him.
So this is not an increase based on,
There's only the
No.
assumed 2% increase.
that reflects the 2%, but it's not a negotiated contract.
No, it's non-represented position. In fact, he would have come in at, I forget what step he comes in, but he comes in at the lowest step.
Yes.
Doesn't have longevity.
Is there any further discussion on the animal inspector? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for, this is the animal control officer number, department number 292, consisting of salaries of $22,257, expenses of $5,500 for total budget of $27,757, an increase of 4.49% over last year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the animal control officer, Department 292, in the amount of $22,257 in salaries, $5,500 in expenses, and $27,757 for the total budget. Is there any discussion?
Chris, do you know, he was gonna look into the price for the rabies testing?
I have not gotten anything on that.
Okay,
Um,
because we were talking about it, and it was a lot more than,
What we had originally anticipated.
how much they usually are, so I didn't
Okay.
know, he was gonna just check where you guys got it done to see why.
Okay. I can get back to you
Yeah,
on that one.
okay.
That's no problem.
Which one is that, Tracy?
From rabies testing?
Yeah, I noticed, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we anticipate more, or it's just more
It seems
expensive
high.
to do it?
But it depends how many they have a year.
Yeah, some of the animals they send out a year,
Yeah.
like I know in Pittsfield, that I was talking with their ACO yesterday, because I teach an aid service class with him, and he was saying they've been sending out a lot
Yeah.
more animals.
And their board is
Well-
different, because their board of health will pay for some of theirs.
Yeah,
It depends, like
Yeah.
some homeowners have to pay sometimes.
right. And it's really, it's an issue of whether animal actually has rabies or just possibly distemper. I mean, they're very similar in nature, so a lot of times just to be precautionary, they send the animals out for rabies testing. So,
Just their head.
yeah, just their head.
So these are pets.
They could be, yeah, or if it's like a skunk or a raccoon or something like that.
How's the new truck working? Well, I call it a new truck, it's like 4 years old, 3 years old. That
Yeah,
all
he's
working
had, I
out
mean,
good?
he's had no issues with that 2016 F-150.
Okay, so it's
Pretty
it's
solid.
holding up, I just want to make sure we're.
Yeah, no, it should
Didn't
be
hold
well,
up.
and it's actually, I mean, it's still at the point, I believe it might still be under warranty under the 3 years, 36,000 miles as well, which helps keep, obviously, maintenance costs down.
Yeah, yeah, okay, all right, I just kind of in the back of my mind anticipating maintenance maybe needed on it.
Yeah, no, it's inevitable once they get older.
Yeah, I recall Jeff was monitoring his equipment for maintenance costs.
Mhm.
Generally, once maintenance costs reach a third of the total value of the vehicle when it was purchased,
Right,
that's generally a time to trade it in.
trying to trade it in, yeah.
Yeah, that's the general kind of
Right, the general rule of fleet
vehicle
managers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fleet, that's how fleet managers keep the, number one, keep the fleet fresh, but as well as safe.
Right.
All right. All right, is there any other discussion? Yep.
Sandy, for dog licenses, where did that revenue go?
In the general fund,
In the general fund?
yep.
Why wouldn't it go towards the animal officers?
To the what?
Why wouldn't it offset the animals?
It does by being in the general fund,
It does?
yes.
Okay.
It's not cycled directly back there.
That's an expense.
That's not appropriated
Okay,
unless you have a revolving.
all right. Okay, thank
We
you.
don't have a revolving, I thought the dog licenses was revolving.
That's been gone for like 6 years.
Boy, did I miss that one. Wow.
It was at town meeting vote.
Yeah. I dig
So the
back in
general fund
memory-
now
I dig
gets-
back in the memory banks,
So what happened with that was, we had a revolving fund,
Right.
and the expenditure limit was 3,000, because that's all they needed to buy the licenses. And then the rest went back to the general fund. So now, all of it is going to the general fund, along with fines and fees for dogs.
Okay.
So that upped our estimated receipts, which helped to lower the tax rate.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know approximately what we take in for the,
About 22,000, give or take.
Depending on how many dogs and cats decide to vacate, right? Or people that pay fines, getting here late. Another one. So, I understand our ACO's been kind of proactive in calling people.
He has, he's been,
Yeah.
the licenses are getting close to expiring, he actually has been sitting down here calling them one at a time, going down the list and letting them know your animals, getting close to expiring, so you need to go, take care of that.
It's actually kind of a good thing, 'cause well, fine points not, but,
Yeah, the fines doubled.
yeah, but making
We
sure
got
that
to keep
the,
people honest.
keep it, better to
Stay
have
ahead of it.
revenue coming in
Right.
more steadily than it is.
Right.
Cool.
Chase it down.
All right, is there any further discussion on the ACO? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Karen are in here.
Mhm.
Folded.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I will get you an answer on the
Can I ask you one
increase in
more
rates.
question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Capital project, the radios?
Yes. Somewhere back here. No, I have that in here somewhere. Oh, wait, I see a number right here. 21 capital project. Yep.
So thinking total number of 20 radios altogether?
I believe that's what he, 17, here we go. 20 units, yes?
Okay. And his estimate's around 28,000?
Yes. 28.
28, okay.
Went out for the,
Would that give extra too, or is that just for every, that's giving the animal control officer?
Animal control officer,
Emergency
chief,
management.
yeah, all the officers, 20 units
Okay.
total.
Okay, he had talked about it, so we hadn't seen the numbers, so I just said.
And my guess is, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, that's what he's got listed.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Okay.
That's my only other question.
Thanks very much.
do we,
Thank
well, hang on a second. Do we have
Sorry.
in the capital thing, do we have,
Did you want copies for the committee? Can you have copies?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I don't see a car.
We're
No
not-
car this year.
no
No
cruiser.
car
No
this year.
car this year.
No car
That
this
was,
year.
We've moved on, we've already approved this budget.
No car, no car this year.
Jeez, you're killing me over there. Okay.
Yeah, we specifically, we got the cruiser last year, in the 2019, because we knew that, the Fords were going to a newer shape model, 2020, and you can't transfer the equipment because the interior of the vehicle changes, plus all the workings of the vehicle changes, and as with all brand-new launches, there's all inherently problems with the vehicles, the first wave that come out, so, we decided we would go for the cruiser last year, get a 2019 leftover, which has worked out perfectly for us, and sure enough, the departments that have gotten the 2020 models are, not too happy with what's happened so far, so. I've heard, agencies, like, they can't install, like, push bars on the front of them because the sensors are too close, and all sorts of stuff, so, let Ford work that out, and, as we go through the year, we'll evaluate whether we need a new cruiser, next year or not. We may be able to go without another cruiser again next year, which would be fine. Our fleet is, with the exception of the canine vehicle, which is our oldest car and runs constantly because you have to keep the AC on for the dog and heat for the dog and stuff like that, our fleet is in relatively very good shape. We have found that when we get to about the 100,000 mile mark on these cruisers, inherently you're gonna get hit with about a $2,500 bill for a water pump. And to replace the water pump on these cruisers, they have to actually take the entire engine out of the car to replace the water pump and then put it back into the car. So it's,
Oh, it's not a cab off repair?
no, so,
My truck is a cab off repair, you take the whole cab off.
yeah.
Is that all right?
But as of right now, we're doing quite well on, with the cruiser fleet that we've got, so.
Okay.
What makes the determination of what model car you get?
Well, we basically have stuck traditionally with the Fords,
Yeah.
just because of their availability,
Yeah.
plus cargo space, handling, the pursuit rated, things of that nature. For example, if you, some of the other manufacturers, they may not be pursuit rated vehicles, or, the officers just aren't as familiar with them. It just seems to make sense. Or equipment can be transferred from vehicle to vehicle because it's the same make and model, cut down on
Yeah.
cost, so that's kind of the stuff that goes into it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's just a little overview of the capital.
Okay, thank
Forward
you.
planning on capital. Thank you very much, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good night.
You too, thank you.
All right, Tracy, you're up. Is that all you have for highway safety?
No, that's all for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's finish, if you can, let's finish up highway safety.
Police, the police,
Oh,
Kind of
geez.
messing us up here.
yeah.
Okay, well,
Pulling us off our game.
what are we doing next then?
I was gonna make a motion to remove from table the budget number 138. Group purchasing,
Second.
Motion,
to go on table.
motion is made and seconded to remove group purchasing, Department 138 from the table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Katie?
Right now I have a backup material for
Oh, that's right.
138, which we did not have the first time.
This is some backup. Okay.
Last year was a transition year from the city of North Adams doing group purchasing and Berkshire Regional Planning took it over. And Sandy estimated the budget last year, we didn't know exactly where it was going to come in, and you can see they've given us Sandy, it's not Sandy, a budget, Sandy,
Okay. Can't argue with the budget going down, that's for sure.
no, not many do.
Is there any further discussion about group purchasing? Let me just do a reread of the motion that was made. A motion had been made and seconded for group purchasing, Department 138 in the amount of $800, a $200 reduction. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
We'll continue with town service budgets. Make a motion to approve the budget for town audit, Department number 139, comprised of $16,000 in expenses only, a 100%, I guess, change from zero from last year.
Motion's been made and seconded for the budget for town audit at Department 139, the amount of $16,000. That is a new number, for a 100% increase.
So it's a two-year budget. We
Yeah,
did it
it's
last
engaged
year,
for
we need it
right
this
for 2
year.
years. So it's every other year?
And it's been that same price for a long time.
Oh,
Yeah,
No increase over last time.
I was kind of thinking that, it seems like a pretty familiar number.
Yeah.
I think it went from 15 to 16, maybe three audits. 2 audits. 3 audits ago it was 15.
Who do we use?
Scallion.
Scanlon
Scanlon.
Associates.
Okay. Cool. Good company.
been consistent.
Our audits are nice and clean, right?
Yes.
Very,
Okay.
they're exclusively municipal auditors.
Yeah. Are there any other questions concerning that budget? All those in favor of the town audit budget? signify.
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget for legal counsel, Department number 151, comprised of expenses only of $60,000, level funded from last year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the Department of Legal Counsel, Department 151, the amount of $60,000 comprised of expenses only.
It fluctuates somewhat, I guess, huh?
Yeah. It's a bit of a rubber ball is what that one is.
I think we need to go as high as 60.
Well, the
You know,
president,
there've been times when we've transferred money into this budget, you never know, you just don't know where this is gonna come up. And particularly when you have things like labor negotiations, or you have some type of legal action against the town, the bills can add up quickly. But you can see the 6-year average was
Yeah.
$40,000,
Just
so,
looking,
you know,
only 1 year it exceeded 50, and
Yeah.
16, but
16 went to 57, so, you know,
well, at the end of February, we were at 44,600, so we, just the pace of been going, if it stays similar,
end of
we
February.
shouldn't overrun it. So we'll be,
Possibly. I mean, it all depends. I mean, the bills through February are, I think, at January. So it's, even though it's the end of February,
yeah.
it's January's bill. Could even be December's bill, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, that's okay. Just more of an observation than it was anything else.
I mean,
Well, every month we have a bill. you know.
Oh, yeah.
right.
I would assume it's a retainer of some kind.
No, it's not a retainer, it's just a monthly bill, based on hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
no retainer. So it's to simply answer Jeff's question, yeah, if the committee's desire is to cut it back a little bit, it can be cut. We can't guarantee we won't be back here asking for more.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
Number
budget.
that's good.
That's a budget I think I would be
yeah,
disinclined
yeah,
to
I
cut.
think that's.
unless we're in a tough position, but other than that, I'm good. All right, is there any other discussion on the legal counsel budget? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget for recording secretary, department number 154, comprised of salaries only of $7,184, an increase of 2.03% from last year.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded for recording secretary, Department 154, in the amount of $7,184, comprised of salaries only. I have a question about the recording secretary salaries. How much do the towns around us get paid? Do we know?
We really haven't done a survey. Judy started on that, but I don't have any results.
I was just curious, 'cause we've had a bit of a turnover, but that's for other various reasons. You know, if we could work toward a better retention rate, it seems like a low number is what it is, for what they do.
The 2.5 hour guaranteed payment. Even if the meeting doesn't go 2.5.
It's okay. Plenty of them have gone over.
Yeah, the planning board.
Yeah. Planning board, we had 2 meetings that went over last year.
They get an extra amount if it goes over 2.5.
Yeah. It was over 2.5.
Yeah, well, I remember to keep our meetings under 2.5 hours.
Get it straight, right? Yeah, right. Is there any further discussion on the budget?
No.
Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for information technology services, department number 157, comprised of expenses only of $27,000. This is a $10,000 increase over last year, 58.82%.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded for the information technology services budget, department 157, in the amount of $27,000, comprised totally of expenses.
You would like to talk about the IT.
Yeah, I didn't have an opportunity to look at it yet. It was, still seems rather low to me, considering, now, do we have other? No, we don't. Okay, so this is the backup. This replaces the computer budget, correct?
We've rebadged it,
Yes, that's right.
IT
That's
services.
all,
Still the same department number.
right, that's kind of what I thought. I had to ask the question, you know? It's,
So this says 1-year retention, what happens after a year? Is it pitched? The cloud
we-
storage?
Cloud storage? You know what? That's a very good question, Chris, and I don't know the answer to it.
2 terabytes, that's
Oh,
kind of small.
maybe that's
So
all.
the systems are,
All over town.
It's like they're backed up monthly,
Mine
but
is-
you
I've
wouldn't
got
need
4
something
here sitting under my
a year
a year
later.
later you would.
Because it just keeps going up and up, you know, each year a new database is created and you begin your year and
Yeah,
your older year is still there.
and then after that, you just don't
Right.
need it.
It's just a backup.
On the cloud storage, have they had an opportunity to look into that cloud storage down in
Not
Springfield?
yet.
Not yet?
Right.
'Cause there's
Yeah, I know.
I asked,
It's-
Paul asked me if we had looked into that.
No.
And he asked me if we'd had a chance to look into that. He says, you talk about beautiful storage facility, you know, data storage facility in Springfield, they built quite a few years ago. It's sitting down there, less than 20% used at this point. Yeah, massive, it's built for municipalities. That's what they built it for, and I kind of wonder if a lot of people even know it's there. I'm certainly, I think we started asking the question around it, turned out not too many people knew it was there, so.
Several years ago, we talked several times to the state IT people. And we were promised the thing was gonna come online, nothing ever happened, and now it looks like it's been built and it's sitting there idle because now they're not communicating with us about its availability. We had them in to talk to the Berkshire Town managers, and they came in a couple of times to talk to us about it. And, while it was being built, but after it was built, there was no communication.
Sounds like it's underutilized.
It's way
Very,
underutilized.
very underutilized, actually.
What we originally wanted to do was to put our servers down there on a rack and then use the NBI broadband line to just take our data out of here and store it down there. That was the plan at the time.
And it didn't come to fruition?
Didn't
or-
come to fruition. I mean, I even asked it at an MMA annual meeting once when we get, but I didn't get a good answer then. So, you know, our current service provider was just using regular cloud storage services.
Right, right. But I just, one has to wonder if there's any kind of a different security deal with public records, just thinking kind of on the public record front. If that would be a better alternative for us. That's what we have IT guys for, let them figure that out.
Yeah, help us.
All right, I just want, is that enough budget to continue with the hardware purchases that we need to do and things of that nature, that we foresee? I know everything's relatively new.
Yeah, everything's relatively new. It seems to be for now.
Yeah.
Does this 8,000 represent purchase of a new server? Is it
No, it's backup.
before or after here?
Backup.
That's just
Or
there.
backup server, or,
That's backing up.
but you only got $2,000 worth of backup service. I'm just wondering, $8,000 has got a $6,000 cushion for.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not sure what Pat was doing there.
Says
Oh,
server,
startup is 1,900, then it's 400,
487 a month.
487 after that.
not a month.
So it's about
Yeah.
six, yeah,
47.
Yeah,
47 a month.
yeah, so it's about $6,000 a year, that's a, yeah,
Oh, $6,000.
yeah, monthly fee is about $6,000 a year, and then there's 2,000 for startup,
Makes sense why they did it like that.
startup device.
So is this something that place in Springfield could do? I mean, do
That's
we
what we
know if
talked
this is
about.
a good price or if they could do it?
More cheaply. We don't know. I mean, again, because the state hasn't been communicating with us about what the possibilities are.
Yeah.
And then we never were able to get even good answers about how we move the data from here down the NBI line to Springfield. We could go over Time Warner lines now, I suppose, Charter.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be a URL or something. I'll ask Paul if there's somebody we can talk to.
That'd be great, yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask him. Seems to know a lot about it, that's for sure. I was kind of surprised to hear how much he knew, so. All right. So, any other questions on the information technology services? Seeing or hearing any further discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget number 161 for town clerk, comprised of salaries of $93,579 and expenses of $11,950 for total budget of $105,529, an increase of 4.97% over last year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the town clerk, Department 161, in the amount of $93,579 in salaries, $11,950 in expenses, for a total budget of $105,529. Is there any discussion?
So the 2% is the negotiated increase.
That's the,
It's the
that is the cost of living increase accorded to all non-represented employees, non-union employees, but it happens to be.
But it
what we negotiated with the
coincides
unions
with,
about.
yes.
It coincides, and in this department, the non-union employees, and then it also includes the extra hour that was talked about, 36-hour work week for 9-hour days.
Thank you.
I see office supplies doubled.
Yeah,
What is the reason for that?
and Debbie explained it to me, and I'm sorry, I didn't make a note on that, what that was.
Yeah. 'cause
Do
it-
they have anything to do with the primaries? Is that maybe why?
Oh,
Supplies for that or?
19 actuals were
That would be under
715.
election?
Yeah,
The 19 actuals were 715.
yeah.
It could have to do with some of that. It could have to do with, I remember there were some form issues they were having trouble getting anymore, the ones that they had been using.
Uh-huh.
So they had to go to something different, it was a little more expensive.
So these office supplies are specific to the
Town clerk's
town
business.
clerk's office?
That's what, because remember, we have the central supply budget.
Well, that's why I was
Common
asking.
supplies, and the office supplies, it's a good reminder, though, the office supplies in these budgets are specific to those departments' needs, but I can't give you this exact reason.
Yeah, so if we were kind of lump that into all the other office supplies, it might kind of muddy how much that budget
That
is.
budget is
That particular operation costs us. If we ever have to go in and cut, we wouldn't be able to see.
Right,
We
pull that out.
wouldn't be able to pull out some of these other pieces. You start hacking away at the overall budget, start hacking away at that, and all of a sudden now you just cut out a bunch of, forms and such that are required. Right. Are there any other questions on the town clerk budget? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That passes unanimously.
Make a motion to approve the budget for elections, department number 162, comprised of $9,584 in salaries and expenses of $12,495 for a total budget of $22,079, an increase of 42.31% from the last year.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded for department, for the elections department, number 162, in the amount of $9,584 in salaries, $12,495 in expenses, for a total budget of $22,079. Is there any discussion? This is just due to the extra voting that has to take place each year.
Right, there's a couple thirds, because
Yeah.
there's 3 elections.
Just one more election.
Right.
Well, we've got the town election, but that's outside of this.
No, it's in here.
This coming town election?
Oh, not this town election.
Oh, I was gonna say it's
No,
the
no, no,
next
it's
one.
not the town, the annual town election,
Right, so we've got the
presidential election.
presidential election, then the town election. Is there a
Something in
special one?
September.
This is, there's
I
one
think
September.
there's a primary, yeah, there's a primary in September.
Primary in September?
There's something in September. Might be
Yeah, I think,
state-
I seem to recall something happened in September, but
State primary.
it completely escapes me. State. That's
Not the one we
exhausting,
had
keeping
yesterday.
that's exhausting keeping track of all of that. It's terrible.
And expensive too.
Phew. Yeah, look at what happened to the numbers. Giddy up.
Just the
This budget is kind of a yo-yo budget. It really is. Are there any other questions on the elections budget? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget for registrars, department number 163, comprised of salaries of $8,580, expenses of $4,100, and a total budget of $12,680 for an increase of 8.4% for the last year.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded for the registrars, Department 163 in the amount of $8,580 in salaries, expenses of $4,100, for a total budget of $12,680. Something that, kind of a common denominator, all of you are probably starting to see is the expenses. Every budget has a slight increase in expenses, or most of them, I shouldn't say everyone. That's pretty indicative of the fact that we've kept our budgets really tight for a lot of years. We usually, if you look at those expense line items of previous years, very small increases, but it's kind of catching up to us. So, keep yourselves prepared, as we may see other increases as time goes on, when it comes down to, especially with expenses. Costs gone up for many years, but all of a sudden, sooner or later, it's gotta even out.
This comment has appeared again here, current state minimum wage, that, positions that are minimum wage level and because of the increase that they.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you may know, this is just an interesting aside, that the town is not governed by the Massachusetts minimum wage law. We've made that decision because we want to keep these staff. We're governed by the federal minimum wage law, which is far lower. And we've had trouble filling these positions if we don't pay at least the state minimum wage.
But you're not bound by it.
We're not bound by it, isn't that interesting? Yeah. Federal minimum.
Yeah, it's kind of, unfortunately, it's good. Unfortunately, if you pay it the federal minimum wage, nobody
You
will
won't
show
get
up.
it, right,
Yeah,
yeah.
good luck on
Yeah,
that.
but-
And that's- believe it or not, it's nationwide,
It's not,
too.
it's not the,
They should always, I always kind of felt they should have to shut it down. They don't, they never will. Is there any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous. Thank you.
make a motion to approve the budget for Conservation Commission, Department number 171, comprised of expenses only of $1,921, level funded from last year.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Conservation Commission, Department 171, in the amount of $1,921, comprised of expenses only. Is there any discussion? I really like a zero increase. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the budget for Industrial and Development Commission, Department number 182, comprised of expenses only of $1,300, level funded from last year.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded for Industrial Development Commission, Department 182. Is there, in the amount of $1,300, comprised of expenses only. Are there any questions?
And level funded, so.
Yeah, Karen, are you on that committee, that commission, Industrial Development?
She has to recuse herself from voting on
Not
it?
in my head.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't receive anything from it, she would have to recuse herself.
Okay.
Not that I know her. I know you're on it.
I don't get the vote,
I think,
so.
I think the whole world knows you're on it. So I was I just thought, just for clarity. Are there any other questions? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Okay, are we just going through these until I run out? Is that the idea? Okay, just want to make sure everybody's got the same ones I
They're all,
have.
they're running the same direction.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the budget for Building Maintenance, Department number 192, comprised of salaries of $63,696, expenses of $14,055, for a total budget of $77,751, an increase of 2.66% over last year.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for building maintenance, Department 192, in the amount of $63,696 of salaries and $14,055 of expenses, for a total budget of $77,751. I have a question now.
This salary increase, Ken, is that somebody already employed or somebody
So
could
it
be?
makes up the building and grounds in the description.
The 15,000,
Well, with
The
the
sorry,
13.
second line.
try one at a time. Okay. Yes, the second position is presently unfilled. Superintendent of Building and Grounds, that's filled, and I'm not sure if he's got a step increase coming or not, no. The second position has been rather hard to fill.
Uh-huh.
So, the idea of an increase would be if we find someone with relevant experience, we would stay at the same grade, but we would start him up the scale, provided that he has the right experience, rather than starting a person at step one. That makes up the increase.
How long has it been unfilled?
Just recently.
Uh,
Yeah, so it's, but we've had some people cycle in. Well, it was designed as an entry-level position because it's split with the highway department.
Oh, that's, okay.
So someone who is promotable, we'd like to promote them, and we promoted the last person. So the person that we got in to replace them didn't work out and didn't make it to the probationary period, so it's open again.
I see.
Okay.
Are we,
That was the same question.
Oh.
have we looked at any new candidates?
No, I have to advertise it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
with everything going on, I just.
Well, yeah, it's just, I just, as long as we're looking toward that, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
main thing.
But it worked the way it was designed. We got to promote somebody to, you know,
Yeah.
an operating highway.
Yeah,
But now we gotta fill it again.
yeah.
So is the vehicle repair and maintenance, is that for what vehicle?
Yeah,
For $200.
Can't be much.
No.
no, that would be the electric car.
Okay, that was what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's Ken's wheels,
Okay, that was what I thought, I wasn't sure.
right?
Yeah,
Those aren't,
That's-
those aren't your wheels?
that's the inspector's car. So building inspector, the health inspector, I take it occasionally, anybody with, you can't go far with it, but anybody with legitimate in-town business gets to use it.
I think we ought to go give them one of those new Hummers that are coming out. Never mind. Is there any further discussion on this budget? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor of building maintenance?
Aye.
Opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for Town Hall Department number 196, the amount of, comprised of salaries of $7,200, expenses $96,200, for total budget of $103,400, a very modest increase of 0.58%.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for Town Hall Department 196 in the amount of $7,200 in salaries and $96,200 in expenses, for a total budget of $103,400. Salary contingency, I never noticed that. What's that all about? Just like overtime or something?
Yes, it can be overtime, it can be for employees, particularly that have to come in on a Friday and work, within
Yeah,
their
yeah.
4-day work week, so that's what it's used for
Yeah.
primarily.
Yeah, somebody decides to have a meeting on a Friday.
Yeah, and people have special projects to work on, I assign somebody to do something and they come in on Friday, they don't normally work for the day.
Remember, I used to work for the DOT, that was the taboo, a meeting on a Friday. No meetings on Friday. That was very specific. One of those unwritten rules.
It usually falls underneath the miscellaneous purchases.
Well, you know, yeah, oh, that's, okay, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's primarily the janitorial service, yeah.
Let's see, we're budgeted with 15,000 or so. I think so far we might use about 4,500 bucks.
Janitorial services are about bills come after the month is done for the prior.
Okay.
And then the carpets, they're running maybe $50 or so a month, $40 or so a month. And then the floor services are, when they come in and strip the tiles and re-wax. Is that twice a year or something like that?
So yes, something like that. So again, maybe,
Seasonal.
there's janitorial services, and in addition to that, the carpets get swapped out, and then we have them come in and they do the strip and wax the floors.
Is it just town hall? That's what.
Senior centers, but
But this budget.
this is just for town hall, but they work in the senior, janitorial service does the senior center as well.
Looking at this latest sheet that Sandy provided earlier today, we're
Wow.
right about halfway. That's where we should
Got
be.
me thinking.
What's that?
Just looking at the sheet that you provided today, I sent a copy to everybody in the PDF.
Oh, the expenditure.
Yeah, the expense report, the expenditure report, it's the end of, at the end of, as of the 29th of last month, and they're $8,000, so we're right halfway through the year, a little more than halfway through the year, about halfway through the budget. Perfect.
That's contracted services, Ken,
Which one is that?
janitorial,
Oh, yes.
carpet cleaning and all.
Yeah. Oh, contract.
You go out for proposals on that
Yes, yeah,
every
that is,
couple
that
of
is
years or
about it.
so?
Yeah, up to 3 years we can do
3
it
years.
without, yeah. And if it's under, if they're under certain limits, Jeff, we don't have to,
Yeah.
you know, best practice is up to $10,000.
I see.
Okay, all right. Is there any further discussion on the town hall budget? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you very much, that's unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the budget for Central Supply, Department number 197, comprised of expenses only of $16,000, level funded from last year.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded for Central Supply, Department 197, the amount of $16,000 comprised of expenses only. Is there any discussion? It just looks like that increase and decrease is just kind of a housekeeping thing.
That's right, just,
Just
yeah,
a little housekeeping going on there, okay?
a little less in office supplies, a little more computer supplies.
So this is the office, general office supplies we
Just,
talked about
yeah,
earlier.
Things that are common.
Yeah, I did have a little discussion with Pat about the printers and the supplies and how we go about service. Do we have like service contracts for all of our printers, or do we buy printers as we go along? How does that work when we purchase those kinds of peripherals?
Sometimes the service goes along with them. I mean, a lot of the little printers are kind of throwaway items, as you know now. And the bigger printers, I forget who we have a contract with, is it Berkshire Graphics?
Right,
Okay.
for all of the
That was the
copiers.
discussion we had about it.
Yeah.
Copiers.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I had purchased I was talking to him about
Right.
Kyocera's, this kind that I purchased.
yeah,
I was just curious about if we had that kind of thing going on, or if they
Yes.
were like a governmental supplier, even if we bought the little ones through them, might be.
We try to use the state combis.
Yeah, through
Always.
combis, yeah. Most of the time they send you to Staples is where they usually send it.
Yeah, because
That's
Staples
crazy.
gives a better rate.
Oh, yeah,
we've been buying a lot of supplies from Staples.
yeah.
That's a contracted rate with the state combines.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, they're a combis contractor, I
Are
believe.
they?
Yeah, I have me roaming around in the combis, and I happened to notice them one day. That their Staples was in there, E.B. Mason, I think is in there,
You know?
W.B. Mason, W.B. Mason.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
WB.
Yeah, they're in there. I don't recall seeing Office Depot, which I thought we had. No. All right, is there any further questions on the central supply? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for Board of Health, Department number 510, comprised of salaries of $53,106 and expenses of $6,926, for a total budget of $60,032, an increase of 4.38% over last year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for Board of Health, Department 510, the amount of $53,106 in salaries, $6,926 in expenses, comprising, or a total budget of $60,032. Is there any discussion?
Garbage recycling education and enforcement consultant. What is
Yeah.
that?
That's part of a matching grant. You might remember that we changed the regulations were strengthening to require those residents that get their garbage picked up at home to separate. So we got a state grant for $20,000, we were required to match it with $5,000. So I've got, the money was in for last year, we're not likely to spend it this year. So I put it in again for the next fiscal year for the matching grant.
And what does that do?
We're gonna pay, well, this will probably be supplies that go towards that. So the state grant will pay for the education enforcement coordinator. And that'll be about a 1.5 year temporary position. As part of that, we'll have $5,000 to spend on educational materials. That's what will come out of this budget. So we'll have brochures we can distribute and maybe we'll do bins, you know, whatever we come up with that helps to encourage people to recycle.
Plastic bin.
Could be
Would it go
plastic
towards
bins.
something like that?
Could be plastic bins.
I would, yeah, I'd like distribute plastic bins for, because, like, I have my trash picked up at the curb, but I bring my recyclables over to the transfer station.
Right. So,
So it's, you know, a lot of people don't know that you can do that.
yeah, they don't realize that.
They don't realize that. And also, a mailing of brochures
This one
to,
Yeah.
to each residence would be pretty appropriate, I would think.
So what we're doing right now is coming up with a program that DEP will approve of. We send in the first draft just on Monday.
Oh,
So DEP
Oh,
will
cool.
comment on it, and then we have to have a final draft of the plan by May 1st.
Ed's kind of see, is this part of the Green Committee, what the Green Committee's doing, or is it just that?
The Green Committee was advisory to the Board of Health in setting
Oh,
up
good.
this strength and recycling program. I should tell you, as part of all this, that Ed Fahey has left the employee of the town after 18 years. He's gone to work for the Regional Planning Commission, so we're in a bit of a transitional phase here as well.
Anybody put their head out of the hole yet?
I mean, it's,
Volunteer, more or less.
no, we, so there's actually 2 positions to be filled, the Board of Health agent, the health agent, and I'm in the middle of trying to bring on an interim person to work for about 3 months while we bring on a new health agent, and then the education and consultant, for education and enforcement consultant.
Are there any other questions concerning Board of Health? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget for life insurance, department number 915, comprised of expenses only of $15,273, an increase of a mere 0.01% last year.
Motion has been made and seconded for the, for life insurance, Department 915, in the amount of $15,273, comprised of expenses only.
Life insurance for active retired employees. There's a reimbursement of some sort here, Ken?
Yeah, the fire district has been with the town in this policy for a very long time. So we can't really separate the fire district personnel from town government, give them separate policies. So what they do is reimburse the town. Town pays,
Oh,
fire district reimburses the town, that's why you have the offset there. It's under the same, it's the same policy under the same terms.
but being it's a fire district employee, they're technically supposed to.
That's right, because the fire district is a separate governmental unit, even though we work closely together.
I'm not getting it. It just-
Are there any further questions on life insurance? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for Medicare town share. Department number 916, comprised of expenses only of $41,000, level funded from last year.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for Medicare town share, Department 916, in the amount of $41,000, comprised totally of expenses.
A lot of explanation. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, same number. Huh, that's kind of good.
Didn't increase.
Yeah, no increase. Not too bad. Any further discussion? All those in favor of Medicare town share, signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for employee fringe benefits, department number 919, comprised of expenses only of $48,294, an increase of 22.95% over last year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for employee fringe benefits, Department 919, in the amount of $48,294, comprised of expenses only.
We're anticipating some retirements or, well, I guess it's not retirement, right? The vacation sick buyback?
Yeah, with retirees or people who leave and
Yeah.
go to the town, get a certain amount of their time paid back.
We have do we have a vacation buyback program? If someone has vacation leave left over?
There is, select board voted to do up to 2 weeks in a fiscal year.
And that zeros out their vacation leave at that
Yes.
point?
Yeah, they can carry some over.
Well, of course, but the.
Yeah, it's a choice of the employee whether they want to carry over or get paid out.
So this is not necessarily retirement, this is, if
Some
they
of
haven't
it-
used
some
it
of it's
during the
with-
year, they can get paid.
Well, they can't get paid for their sick leave.
Oh,
They have
vacation.
to leave the
not-
employee to town, vacation but not sick leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vacation, the sick leave buyback is only when you leave the employee of the town.
Okay.
The town only allows you to carry a small amount of sick leave over, doesn't it? Or does it just continue like the state, it just continues to accrue?
Yeah, sick leave is, right, you know, that municipal governments really don't have disability leave programs, so
Right.
this is really what it is. It's accumulating sick leave year after year.
Yeah, so that, a lot of people don't realize that, the government employees, for the most part, there's no disability at all. So in other words, you get, say for instance, you have, say, a heart attack, that usually takes people out of play for, can be up to as much as 6 months, or even cancer, be out for 6 months. The reality is that there's no paycheck if you're out sick, is kind of how it works. So what they have is you have a sick leave system that allows you to collect for a period of time. The state level has, you can actually put into a bank, pay into a bank, you can draw from the bank if you exhaust yours. That's kind of a nice thing, it can be pretty good. So. Are there any other questions with employee fringe benefits? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous. Now, does that complete
General service.
general services,
Yes.
town services?
All for, I have for tonight, at least.
You know,
Town services,
240?
employee, insurance, retirement, but not, we still have things in town services.
I know, that's all we have for budgets tonight.
No,
No.
there's a lot more.
Town services.
For
I got others.
town
Oh,
services,
yeah.
right,
Yeah,
that's all I was asking.
That's what I thought.
Town services are done.
Thank
Did you
you.
guys get your communication one?
yeah.
I don't know what,
Are you picking up?
Nothing?
no, I'm
Nope,
keeping,
we're leaving
I'm
it alone.
keeping-
We're leaving it alone. All right, so, are we on to highway safety
Highways,
next?
yes.
How about do 240?
Who's 240? Where's,
Building department?
Connects the line.
is that,
You don't have that?
Wait a minute, it's under highway safety, yes.
Communications, I have a question.
Is it not supposed to be under highway safety?
Everybody should have 222 communications, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody have
That
that?
would be the next one up,
Right.
but I don't know if you're ready for it.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
What?
What?
the one that Tracy was asking?
240 is after
40 is after
communications.
communications. There was an update, I guess.
Yeah,
on
we-
communications.
Yeah, do you have, I don't have the updated
I have the update
communication.
on the
Did I
old
send
one.
it to you?
I've got both.
I sent it to you and then print
Yeah.
it. I didn't print it out for myself.
She added the sheriff's department.
Yes, Sheriff's Department should be in there now.
222.
Yep.
Sheriff's, yeah, I got that one.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
highlighter.
do you have a highlighter?
What's the number? Bottom line.
Right.
Oh, here.
Okay. 219, and I don't have that one.
Yes, you do. Oh, here. I got it.
No,
There you go.
back a page.
Is this extra for me, Karen?
Okay.
Huh?
Is that?
You can have it, yeah, because I've got it in this book here, so I'm all
Okay,
set.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'll make a motion.
You need,
Ready? A motion to approve the budget for Communications Center, department number 222, comprised of salaries of $208,554, total expenses of $11,990, for a total budget of $220,544, an increase of 1.2% over last year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the Communications Center, Department 222, in the amount of $208,554 salaries, $11,990 in expenses, for a total budget of $220,544. It looks like we've got a grant written in here for $152,000.
Move to accept the grant or anything, right?
We don't have to make.
No, you don't.
I don't put it in.
It's on the line, that's all.
You knew what I was getting at.
Yes.
That's the money for E911?
Right.
I did, right? You and I got this. We got this.
Yes, second. Oh, you did.
The only money we have is the grant now. How are we set with all of our dispatchers and such? Are we fully staffed in the communications? Are we lacking?
We have an ad out now right now for reserve dispatchers. You know, some reserves.
Okay, so we have reserve, we're looking for reserve dispatchers.
Yeah.
I have to pay much money in there. 17 bucks an hour.
So with this highlighted sheriff's office backup communications
Mhm.
is a late addition or any explanation for
Is that
that?
what
Yeah, do
we
you
did-
remember-
We talked
Is
about
that
it,
what we
talked-
did in the
reserve.
reserve
Yeah.
fund?
Yeah, there's a
Reserve
fund
fund
transfer.
transfer.
So this is the
and all that.
appropriation.
So now
and-
this is
Yeah.
going into the budget
Right, so now it's into the budget.
Yep.
For 21.
for 21,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
And it'll be an annual appropriation.
Now, and then as far as the grant goes, Ken, can you elaborate on
Yes.
what happens there?
For many, many years, it was about $127,000. Now, because E911 calls are coming in, cell phone calls are coming in, we've gotten an extra allocation. So remember, we appropriate all of the money for this department. And what we do is, we want to show that here because we want you to understand what really the net cost to the town is. And then annually, what we do is, when we take an amount of cash out, just to help set the tax rate, that's really kind of reimbursing the town for its outlaid money. So we've been putting in about $200,000, but 150 of it is this money that's come back.
This grant
That's the way to think about it, right? Right. So that's an annual allocation, it's been steady, it comes from the fees that, if you look at your cell phone bill, that's where it comes from, it goes to the state 911 department, and the state distributes it. We get a larger grant because we have a regional communication center, much smaller if it was just all known.
Oh,
something I, just kind of reading down through equipment and that, for this group, how old are all the radios and equipment that we have in that communication center? Do we have any
Yeah.
idea?
Oh, yeah, when we moved the communication
Yeah, I
center from the
remember.
fire station to the police station, which was a little over 10 years ago, we bought everything new.
All right.
But
We actually received a pretty sizable grant for all of that.
all the
equipment as well.
computer equipment, you know, everything got changed out, but, yeah, by grant.
So it's all running out toward 10 years old.
Some of that equipment, yes, is 10 years old.
So that, have we taken a look at possibly replacing some of that equipment? Because it's 10 years old is kind of, as we all know, when it comes to electronics,
Didn't we
starts
replace
getting out to
something
the edge
last
of its
year?
life.
She had a transfer or something last year? for a
Yeah,
new
we
computer?
did, sure, see, I've forgotten about that, yeah. We have, but we haven't looked at it comprehensively, like we did when we moved the center.
Right.
From the fire
We had a lot of
Right,
grants.
right.
So might even, who knows, there might even be grants out there to update,
Replace some of it.
replace some of it, so. So, would Gabby look into that?
Yeah, that would be her responsibility,
be-
to let me know what kind of new equipment we need. So when we do the capital budgets, if
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
she felt she needed some new equipment, she would just submit a capital budget request.
Okay.
So I'm assuming everything's okay, because she hasn't.
Yeah.
She's not shy about asking for what she needs.
That's what I like to hear. Bashful people can be a bit of a problem when it comes to equipment like that. All right, are there any other questions, concerns? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor of the communication center budget?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous. Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for building department, number 240, comprised of salaries of $47,147, expenses $6,730, for a total budget of $53,877, an increase of 1.55% over last year.
Second?
A motion has been made and seconded for building department number 240, in the amount of $47,147 in salaries and $6,730 in expenses. The total budget is $53,877. Just these little tiny ones.
Yeah.
Before you know it,
Yeah.
they'll start turning into big ones, man. When you think about it.
Has it been used?
This budget gets used pretty regularly. Well, see what they got going on. 240. The White House has this thing right now. This thing's cool.
What did your number sheet say?
Well, we've only used $2,400 of expenses so far this season.
6600.
36%.
Ken, is the software support agreement the same way the other departments use it?
It's a different software system, yeah, something called Permit-I.
That's the online permitting?
That's the online permitting.
Oh,
Yeah, there should be trainings. It's always disturbing. But
Continue, the permit fees for building permits goes into the general fund, right?
Yes, it is.
no, that's no longer a revolving thing either, right?
I don't think it ever was. Permit fees always went through general fund.
All right.
And this says, building inspector is ours only, we share Brian with another town or anything?
He works in another town, he works in West Stockbridge, but we don't, this is no formal
Yeah.
municipal agreement.
Okay, like there was a couple years ago.
Right.
Right,
We did, that's right, forgot about that, we did it with Adams for
Right.
2 years.
Yeah, that was a bit of a disaster.
Well, the select board was not happy with it, so it's up to the select board to renew the agreement, and they
Right.
decided not to, so then we hired Brian.
Brian, I'm assuming he holds regular hours and all that upstairs?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Monday through Thursday. It's a half, because of his commitment to Swiss Stockers, it's only a half a day on Tuesday, full day Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, sure. Putting in 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Are there any further questions on building department? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget for sealer of weights and measures, department number 244. Price of salaries of $2,107, expenses of $5,100, for a total budget of $7,207, an increase of 0.57% over last year.
Second.
What did I say? Increase of 0.57.
A motion's been made and seconded for sealer of weights and measures, Department 244, in the amount of $2,107 in salaries and $5,100 in expenses, for a total budget of $7,207.
The salary's just a 2% increase.
Did he ever get his licenses for this?
He's still in the middle of getting training. I don't know that you'd actually need a license for it, but you have to have some training.
Yeah, he said he was starting the process.
Yeah.
He was,
He's working with the state.
Those are contracted professionals.
That's really backup in case we have to, bring in someone to help us out. So we didn't spend it last year,
No,
but John asked me to keep it in the budget.
that's what I said.
Oh, also, like a contractor professional, wouldn't that be, well, maybe that'd fall under expenses, calibrating the equipment that he needs to use? That's another,
It could be an expense, but we could see it mostly for backup in case John got hung up, we gotta hire someone. to help
yeah.
us.
Okay. Are there any other questions about sailors and weights and measures? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I got tree warden next. I'll make a motion to approve the budget for tree warden, department number 296, comprised of salaries of $2,375 and expenses of $20,390, for a total budget of $22,765, an increase of 0.21% from last year.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded for tree warden, Department 296, the amount of $2,375 of salaries and $20,390 in expenses, for a total budget of $22,765.
Essentially level.
Yeah. How's the tree cutting and trimming going with 20,000? Doesn't seem like very much money, but are we staying ahead of it, or is that just backed off to emergency tree cutting you've been doing?
That is his emergency tree cutting.
Okay.
We spent 11.5 so far.
We go through that, the thing that we're not doing is planting trees for a while.
I
We
think
had a
that's
plant-
more where I was.
We had a
going.
planting program for a while, in fact, we had it as a capital expense, we were getting matching grants from the state. This just helps us to do the trimming and cutting that we need to do on the street tree, remember, it's only street trees.
Yeah. Nothing in the cemeteries.
Not cemetery trees.
Why can't we get?
Or parking lots, or.
Or parking lots.
Why can't we get new trees?
It was really a lack of appropriation. If we appropriate some money, we could plant.
Is that how it was done before?
That's how it's done before. So, this budget has always been primarily used for trimming and cutting the trees. And then in the capital budget, we were allocating money for trees as a matching grant for the state program. That has been pretty much cut out since the Great Recessions. The state grants went away. We didn't have the money to appropriate for capital, a capital appropriation to plant street trees.
It's called mass relief.
Yes, that's right, it's called mass relief. Yeah. It's not that it couldn't be done. I mean, now we're in a little bit better financial shape if we wanted to, we could program some.
Surprised the Green Committee hasn't kind of stepped into that yet. That would be kind of cool if they could do that. Green stuff's always a good thing. I mean, Are there any other questions about tree warden? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget for Highway Department number 420, comprised of salaries of $332,705, expenses of $138,248, for a total budget of $470,953, an increase of 2.03% for last year.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded for the highway department number 420, the amount of $332,705 in salaries and $138,248 in expenses, for a total budget of $470,953.
John said basically in his expenses, the only thing he was going up in $100, it was for uniform allowance. That was the only change in the expenses.
And I think we had noted that operator step 2, the DEP said that
Yeah.
we were understaffed.
You're understaffed, but how's our staffing now in the highway department? Are we
I guess with this,
close to where we need to be
with
staffed?
this,
or is
with
it-
this budget addition, it would be up to where we need to be.
Oh, but I guess the real question is, do we have the bodies over there staffing it? I guess it's the real question.
He didn't seem to have any.
He's fully, he's got enough bodies, the whole deal's going on over there, huh? Wow, that's pretty amazing.
The understaffing is in Department 440, that's the sewer maintenance department, so that's where we had to add staff. You might remember last year, we shifted some of the allocation from highways to sewers to
Because the state required a code.
Yeah, when we did the infiltration and inflow study, they looked at how we were staffed compared to other communities our size and some standards that DEP had, and so that's why we made the shift. We're actually down 1.5 people, so we have to rehire the mechanics position, and that maintenance position that we talked about earlier in the building department is split with this department, so it's 1.5 people.
The person, well, we'll ask that later, I'll get to that one.
So signs went up 1,000. Replacing a lot of signs, or?
Oh, yeah.
He said there was gonna be maintenance on the ones on South Street and up by Nessica that we're gonna
Those
make the increase.
those electric signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, there's actually movement, there was, I don't know how much there has been. I saw Dan and didn't even think to ask him today about the pedestrian sign down here by the post office, but I hadn't heard anything.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
Would
Is that
that be
traffic
state?
commission?
Would that be state, because that's a state road? No.
As far as I know, there isn't anything being offered by the state to improve upon that, as far as I know. But it would be, there's been discussions, we put out, we presented something, the state shot that down from the traffic commission.
Yeah.
The state shot that down, so then, we hired an engineer to take a look at
Are you
it.
talking about the pedestrian actuated flashers?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
At the post office.
at the post office.
It's under, the plan is under review. We hired Fuss and O'Neill to do at the post office and at the corner of Depot Street. And they prepared the engineering design for us, and it's, at the state being reviewed.
All the states, it's
That just
made it to
one.
the state review.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah,
cool.
because once we had an engineer draw up the plans, it just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell Pat, giddy up, let's get that number passed, and get that thing fixed. I'm sure Pat's down there working diligently. All right, are there any other questions or concerns with the highway? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget for snow and ice, department number 423, comprised of salaries of $27,812, expenses of $131,610, for a total budget of $159,422, level funded from last year.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded for snow and ice, Department 423, the amount of $27,812 in salaries and $131,610 in expenses, for a total budget of $159,422. Now, something that I just want to point out is that the snow and ice budget is the only budget that we can legally overrun during the winter months. And the reason for that is for emergencies and such like that, That's why this number stays level for the most part. If you underfund it, if you're, in other words, if you say you underfunded it for $1,000, say, then the state would say, that's not gonna happen, then you would not be allowed to overrun it. You have to budget for the amount. It's almost impossible with snow and ice. So that's why they've kind of given us that leeway. It still has to be, I still believe it still has to be, the budget has to be zero at the beginning of the fiscal year. You have to use it from available funds, correct? Like free cash or something of that nature.
You mean any overrun?
Yeah, any overrun.
It can be raised on the recap if we didn't fund it, but our policy has always been to fund it out of free cash, so that's what we carried in the budget.
Yeah. That's kind of a better way, since we have a decent free cash, it's better to budget. How are we looking in that budget, by the way?
We're good.
You said like 25.
But this year should be low.
Yeah.
We've had a good
He said
year.
he's coming out, so now.
Expenses are
Yeah, he's like.
$20,000.
Once you know, it's probably gonna
I
happen.
missed it,
So
right?
maybe a May one.
That right?
Sandy's saying yes.
Yeah.
How's the percent of that?
Of course it's right.
Hasn't
Hasn't been that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Hasn't
can't hear
been
you.
that.
They only use 9% of that budget. That's cool.
9%?
Well, isn't that
Is that a line
a
item?
percentage of the budget?
Is that a line item or is it the total expense?
That's the total expense. 9.04% of that budget has been
How much
used.
is left?
This is saying
You had to add it.
86,000? This what you're saying, Bill? Maybe it's 86,000 so far? Or am I reading it wrong?
Looks like
Budget balance $11,000.
budget balance of 11,000. Is that the
Gosh.
balance that's left? Oh, I just read
In
that.
expenses.
Yeah, I was looking at the expenses, the salaries kind of, that kind of edges
Not
out.
back here, yeah.
So we got $11,000 left. You know. I think they've only spent that much. It's like, whoa. The art press has spent all that.
I don't
Well, a
remember.
couple of big storms.
Did you?
Yeah.
Juices. Rentals, the rentals, the reason the rentals are a little short is because
Oh,
they had to,
this-
because
this-
we didn't get a
yeah,
truck fund.
Yeah.
This is as of 1/2,
Okay.
and he's looking at a February expenditure.
Okay.
He's looking at
Yeah,
more
these are
current.
a little further along.
Right.
Just,
The rentals as well.
If we haven't gone over by now, we're doing really well.
that's
We're good at-
exactly, that's exactly what I'm getting at, is we haven't gone over yet,
Hopefully.
this is amazing.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If we
I
do
think
go
when we
over-
met with him, he said it was like 25,000 left.
Which is
I could
great
be
for
wrong.
this time of year.
If I,
Yeah.
what does it say on that expenditure
That's
report?
what I was marveling.
423.
It's all broken down.
So total salaries are,
That's the one I emailed.
can I get up and look?
Yeah, yeah. Bring it over.
Jeff, can I find this
So there's 9% left.
Left.
Yes.
Right,
that's-
right, I'm sorry, I misunderstood, I didn't read it correct.
11,000, right?
My fault.
Right.
The, and the rental equipment, as I recall, they've needed to use a rental plow truck. No, they've only used, they didn't have an operator for that truck, right?
No.
They just had,
Well,
it was
We
a
didn't,
truck
we
and
didn't hire,
operator.
no, just, we rented the truck and,
Just a truck.
yeah.
And Ed's driving it. Not Ed.
Oh, you
Who's
found
the
some
other
sucker to
one?
drive it?
Which one's the
Glenn,
Nice.
John Ruffley. That's a big truck and John Ruffley could operate it and he showed others.
It's got a wing, it's got more equipment. Yeah. They haven't taken out my mailbox yet, I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed they haven't gotten that thing yet. It kinda sticks right out
What's
there.
your address again?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So, now, he'll probably get another drop of salt too, won't he? Between now and the end of the year? I would assume.
Oh, I don't know, that I don't know.
You might.
I don't know what's in the shed.
Fill the shed up before the beginning, before the end of the.
I would
Would
assume
assume.
that if that budget stays intact, he would do that.
Yeah, just to use it.
Yeah, it's kinda good to have the salt shed full for the next season. That's
Right.
what good practice. I was hoping he would be able to do, this year, he'd be able to do that pretty readily, be good. Okay, all right. Are there any other questions about snow and ice? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Make a motion to approve the budget for sewer, department number 440, comprised of salaries of $97,805, expenses of $23,050, for a total budget of $120,855, increase of 1.88% over last year.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded for sewers, Department 440, in the amount of $97,805 in salaries, $23,050 in expenses, for a total budget of $120,855. This one comes back to us from the sewer user fees, correct?
Yes.
Tracy, I don't know if you knew that there was, per the DEP, there was a reallocation from highway to the sewer department. 8 hours per week out of the sewer, 2 hours administration, and 15 hours for the foreman.
And then a new person in that budget too.
So that's what this represents here, Susan?
I believe that's the time share between the highway and sewer.
Now for the superintendent of that, is there any special training needed for that person?
For the superintendent, no, that's the highway superintendent.
John,
Right.
So it's not a superintendent of sewers, that's actually
his hours. he
John
works.
Ruffley.
The hours that he puts
Yeah,
in the sewer
we've
department.
allocated to him, yeah.
Okay.
So I guess you could look at it as they were working sewer issues, but it was going in the highway department.
So
Right.
they just broke
So
his
it's-
salary up into.
Right.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Then the 30-hour, as Sandy said, the 30-hour a week operator was the new operator we added to bring ourselves up to the.
That was, boy, that was my bad. For all those years, I thought that was all being broken out, but apparently not. Oh.
Minimally, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we pulled 13,000 out of the budget.
Yeah.
Remember there was that line item, 13,000?
Yeah.
And that went down into salaries.
So that went down.
Now it's down to a
So
level.
it's just kind of a better accounting method, I suppose. I think call it. Okay, all right. Are there any other questions concerning sewers? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you. We're a little low on time. I think we can get the rest of this done.
Make a motion to approve the budget for cemetery, department number 491, comprised of salaries of $67,340, expenses of $22,004, and total budget of $89,344, a decrease of 0.16% from last year.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded for cemeteries, Department 491, an amount of $67,340 in salaries and $22,004 in expenses, for a total budget of $89,344. Is there any discussion? Write it down.
And so I think, didn't you say, the seasonal help went down because they have some newer people that will be coming in? So that's why that went down.
5% increase didn't happen.
They need to happen, apparently.
Yeah,
Well, what happened with that was, when the budget was revised for the union rate increase at the end of June, it was revised with, the group leader being at step 8 and not step 7. So he really is at step 7, so he has a true, salary this year. Last year he had a little increase. He's not getting it, but he's still doing a step rate at 7.
7,
Yeah, it's just the budget was inflated.
I see.
All right, the season, of course, seasonal helps. You had any trouble getting seasonal help?
no, no good. Yeah, but sometimes attorneys, which is really expensive, got a lot easier.
Yeah, well, that's why I was, like the whole parks thing.
Yeah,
too,
not at all.
cutting Grass and that.
Yeah, very good luck with seasonal home.
All right. Are there any further questions concerning cemetery? All those in favor?
Right.
All those opposed? That is unanimous, thank you.
Amazing work was in the cemetery.
You know, you read these budgets, it's, wow, a lot goes into that. All right, next one.
Get down there. Make a motion to approve the budget for Parks, Department number 650, comprised of salaries of $33,873, expenses of $16,914, for a total budget of $50,787, an increase of 0.66% over last year.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for Parks, Department 650, the amount of $33,873 of salaries, and $16,914 in expenses, for a total budget of $50,787.
Basically, it's at 2%, and then the decrease in the seasonal.
Right.
There was, I knew, there was one thing I wanted to ask. In this, if you have to purchase like mowers and things like that, do we purchase that through the budget or do we do capital
Typically, depending on the size, typically it's capital expense.
typically?
Some of those big mowers are kind of expensive.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah, last
kind
time,
of what I was
last time we
asking.
did it, it was a capital budget item, as I recall.
Okay, all right. As long as you're getting the good equipment, that's good. All right, thanks. Are there any further questions on parks? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you very much, that's unanimous.
Thank you for working on those highway safety budgets.
We're gonna keep going, and
I've got 2 more town engineer and public health nurse before schools, so.
Schools will not be.
how's it gonna
Okay.
Hmm?
do these?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the budget for town engineer, department number 401, comprised of expenses only of $20,000, level funded from last year.
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded for department, for town engineer, department 401, the amount of $20,000, comprised totally of expenses.
Looks like that pretty well gets used up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
There's something we need to increase a little bit on that.
And I've often wondered that with engineering and that needed
Yeah,
for,
we kept it low for many years, it was like $5,000 because we were capitalizing the engineering expenses. You know, putting it in the cost of the project, but in recent years, what we've tried to do is stay ahead of the curve, particularly with the street repaving program and have the engineers out there working. But sometimes we put those engineering expenses in chapter 90 because it's chapter 90 eligible.
that should be raised by 10 grand, considering we vaporize that thing each year, although we don't overrun it.
We haven't overrun it, but I'm just looking at
Right.
2,000.
It's in the project cost, that's why.
Some, yeah, 'cause I'm not opposed to raising it.
Well, no,
Push the envelope.
you know what makes me think of it is, for instance,
I know.
Deb had mentioned, like, the shelving system that's in the vault. You know, that would be something that you would kind of go to these services to have it. Because the way it's built, you should have somebody that kind of has a rough idea of what they're doing in there. I didn't know.
Somebody who knows structures?
Yeah, that's kind of the reality of it in that room. That room scares me, just to let you know. It scares me a lot. Walking in, you got books and everything all over your head. It's a little crazy in there, so so I just didn't know.
Never been an issue
Uh,
going in and out of there.
What's
Nothing's
that?
ever fallen off.
That's a good thing. I prefer to wear a hard hat when I walk through there, just saying. Okay, so do you want to leave it?
Yeah,
We're all set, we're good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, any further questions about town engineer? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous.
One more. Make a motion to approve the budget for public health nurse, department number 522, comprised of expenses only of $6,309, increase of 2.3% from last year.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for public health nurse, department 522, in the amount of $6,309, comprised totally of expenses. This is one of those things that, this whole coronavirus would probably fall in the direction of
Yeah.
this person, right? Am I right? If something like that came this way?
Flu shots.
Yes.
Yeah, flu
Yes.
shots, or if they had,
There's a large scale inoculation, the public health nursing service would do that.
yeah, okay.
Do it like flu shots now.
Sure we've got this budgeted enough?
Not for coronavirus, for the usual.
The usual
Okay.
flu and such, flu and things like that. Okay. Anyone got, does anyone have any further questions about public health nurse? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? That is unanimous. That is a wrap for this evening.
We're gonna wait for
We haven't got a number.
What's that?
So, is there anything further to come, is there anything further to come before the committee this evening? No?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
I'll vote on that.
Thank you very much, everyone.